The Evermore podcast is now sponsored by WFST Total Compliance. WFST provides fire safety requirements UK-wide to prepare you and your employees should the worst happen. Do what you do best and visit wfst.co.uk today. Enjoy the episode. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a match reaction. Another fantastic display at St James's Park by Eddie Howe's Mags, smashing Chelsea 4-1. Pochettino was in the crowd. I bet he wished he could have pissed off like everybody else did, probably towards the back end of that second half. But a brilliant performance by the lads. Great goals, football. Big game players back and doing what they do best. So I'm really excited to get stuck into this. We're going to have a little look at the lineup and talk a little bit about the game and the goals. Just a little reminder before we do it, everybody, if you're new to the channel, you just check us out for the first time. Hello, welcome on board. This would be a good one for you to get introduced to Evermore on. We're over 5,800 subscribers. We're so close to 5,000. No, actually, we're over 5,900, I think now. Sorry, it's loads of subs in the last few days. We're so close to the 6K. 6K by Crystal. Smash that button. Come and join us, guys. It's all free content. If you do want to give back, there is a membership option there as well, where you get early access to all the videos. We are live tonight as well, so jump in the comments. Let us know how you guys found the game. There's a few of you already in there. You've been having a good little chat amongst yourselves, actually, as well, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'll try and catch up with these comments. I have got my partner in crime lurking in the comments, so he will help me, I'm sure, to get stuck in. So let's have a look how the lads lined up today. Then the big news, really, good and bad news. The good news starting with Alexander Isak back in the starting lineup. Absolutely brilliant to see him back in the starting lineup. How we have missed this player. Obviously, with Wilson being injured as well, there was literally no strikers. Gordon was having to do a job up front. He did an admirable job. But we've had this conversation before. We need a focal point. We need a striker. And to have Alex back in the starting lineup was absolutely class to make that front three with Miggy back as well. I knew Miggy would be back because, as I said, he's like the T1000, doesn't need many games to get fit. He's straight back into the lineup. The sad news was Joe Willock pulled out of the squad with apparently a reoccurring Achilles injury, which is not good because we don't know how long that's going to take him out for. That could change things in the January window as well. So Louis Miley came in for his first Premier League start at St James's Park, and boy, did this kid not disappoint. We'll talk about him a hell of a lot more, I'm sure, as we go through. The back four, Trippier went back to his natural right-back position with Tino Livramento filling in at left-back, and he was brilliant there as well, with Lascelles and Shaw at the back, and obviously Nick Pope in goal as well. So Chelsea, obviously, as I said, started to kind of come back to a little bit of a game under Pochettino. Some of their big players were showing up in games. And I thought this would be a tough game. I really did. And the first half was absolutely amazing. It really was. End-to-end football, back and forth, some brilliant play by both teams, really. Newcastle looked so bright going forward. Isak looked hungry. He looked gasping to get a goal. He was buzzing around. Those quick feet were there. Those little sharp movements were there. And it was just great to see. It really was. Louis Miley didn't look phased at all being in a Premier League game against Chelsea St James's Park. This kid takes everything in his stride. Trips obviously seemed to put those personal problems, whatever ruled him out the England squad, behind him. He looked good. Livramento was class at left back, defensively, positionally, going forward as well. He just give you something else. Gordon was buzzing around, and it just looked like it was going to happen for Newcastle. It really did. And then on 13 minutes, we get the goal, and I've got to give a shout out. I think some of you already have done in the comments as well. I'm going to pull this one straight up from Andrew. Shout out to Louis Miley, level head for a young lad in a great game. Talking about Louis Miley, my God, Andrew, you're right. So the first goal comes. Chelsea are pissing around, but they're not getting rid of it. They're not clearing it. The ball comes out to Louis Miley. And a lot of 17-year-old kids might panic. They might shit themselves, take another 2 or 3 touches, maybe even try and shoot, see the headlines and scatter the bar. Not this kid. This kid at 17 years old has the temerity to slip the ball through 2 Chelsea defenders with a beautiful weight on it, straight into the path of Alexander Isak, who lashes a beautiful finish in the top corner. And Newcastle are 1-0 up, St James's Park erupts. Isak wheels away. But what I love about this goal as well, more than just the goal itself, you see Miley's face. He's buzzing. Somebody runs over to Miley. I can't remember which player. Maybe Miggy runs over to Miley to celebrate. He's got his first assist in the Premier League. And Alexander Isak turns around as soon as the initial elation of the goal has gone away, and he just goes, come here to Louis Miley, and they're all over him. It's absolutely class to see. Just experienced players buzzing for this young talent who's coming to the side, and just doing the kind of thing that they probably see in training, or time and time again. You're right, Zig. Both of Miley and Gordon were absolutely class, to be fair. But I was so happy for Louis Miley. This kid is a real talent. He really is. He just looks like such a good player, so composed. Years ahead of himself. The stream that I was watching, the commentator was saying he thought he was 27, not 17. That's testament to how good the lad is. So we're buzzing. Obviously, we're in front, and then Chelsea get a free kick, which I'm not going to be too critical on Trippier, because I thought he was it was a Kieran Trippier performance. I thought he was really good, but this was probably the shittest part of the game that he had, to be honest with you. Was that he put his arms on Raheem Sterling. Now, it's a bit of a soft free kick, to be fair, but every attacking player is going to go down there. 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to get a free kick, to be fair. So we get a free kick, and Raheem Sterling stands in the edge of the box. And to be honest, I'm not even sure Raheem Sterling's got this in his locker anymore. I was scratching my memory, thinking, when did Raheem Sterling do this before? I don't even know whether he scored a free kick for City. He probably did at some point. Didn't take any for Liverpool, obviously, when he was there. But he hits this beautiful free kick, it has to be said, brilliantly struck, kind of with that weird knuckleball type dip on it. And it's beat Pope hands down, to be honest with you. It was a bit of a shock, really, they leveled, so it didn't rattle us too much. I felt that we went back into the game, and for me, I thought that the lads didn't let their heads drop with that free kick, because it was a little bit of a freak free kick. Trippier wasn't very happy, had a go at the referee, but we came back into it, and it was end to end. I think Gallagher tests Pope, I think it is, or somebody tests Pope from range. It might have been Gallagher. Gallagher was shit, by the way. A lot of the Chelsea players were shit. Pope makes a really great save, to his near post to keep it level. And then the big miss, I kind of believe this miss in the first half. I really can. And so ball whips in. I think it's a Trippier corner. Joe Linton finds himself free at the back stick. It was actually harder to miss than it was to score. It could have hit you in the face and went in the back of the net. But for some reason, Joe Linton tries to angle his head. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to put it in a postage stamp or whatever. He tries to angle his header, and because of that, he actually heads it wide. And nobody could believe it. We couldn't believe it. People in the crowd couldn't believe it. Joe Linton couldn't believe it. The commentator couldn't believe it. You're thinking, how have you missed that, Joe Linton? Jesus H. Christ. I thought it was the Joe Linton from old, I think, when I saw that chance. But Joe Linton was good today, but that was a real bad one. Yeah, then towards the end of the first half as well, we get a free kick. The commentator said, I wonder if Trippier's going to shoot. Oh, my God. I was shouting at him, shoot. It was the last time we saw Trippier shoot from a free kick, and he hits an absolute snorter of a free kick. The whip on it, I was livid it didn't go in. Crashes off the bar. Sanchez nowhere near it. It would have been a beautiful goal if it went in to put us in front at the halftime whistle. But yeah, it was a real shame that didn't go in. So we'll go in a halftime, and we're ones each. Come out in the second half, and Chelsea just seemed to disappear. They just seemed to disappear. They really did. They were rubbish in the second half. I think in the first half, I think they had about, was it 8 odd shots or something like that, 2 or 6 or something like that. They had 1 shot or something in the second half that just vanished. They disappeared. Sterling tried to con a penalty, I think, didn't get that. And then we get a free kick. Trippier again, beautiful delivery, whips it in, brilliant header by Jamal Lascelles, back of the net, 2-1 up. And then Chelsea just commits suicide. I think it's Thiago Silva. I said in the preview his legs have gone. Thiago Silva just, I don't know what he's doing. He's pissing around with it. Looked like a hungover centre-half from Sunday League. Joe Linton nicks the ball and smashes it in the back of the net. 3-1, game over. Chelsea are absolutely cooked. They're done. They whip off players that, to me, aren't good enough. That Jackson I said in the preview was a tap-in merchant. He did fuck all today. He was comfortably in the pocket of Sharon and Lascelles. I think Reece James then gets sent off, I think, after that. So Reece James has got a yellow card for kicking the ball away, same as Raheem Sterling. All these stupid little yellow cards. They're 2 year experienced players. If I was Pochettino, I'd be livid at those two for doing that. I really, really would. And then he gets a second yellow card. He gets his marching orders. I think Reece James is one of the most overrated footballers I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, the kid's made of glass. He barely plays. I don't even think he's completed, was it 20 games a season, apart from when he was at loan at Derby County or something. He looks like the new Mason Mount, in my opinion, when everyone's waxing lyrically about him being this player and that player. People say Real Madrid want him. Fucking get in the bin. If I was Chelsea, I'd sell him tomorrow because he's just not good enough. And he does stuff like that. He's your captain. Sorry, mate. You're out. You're done. off you go, bye-bye, as Jacob Murphy would say. So he was gone. Gordon then pips in with a beautiful fourth goal. Gordon was excellent today as well. He really, really was. I know Brian's saying, I think in the comments, that Gordon's his shout for man of the match. Gordon at the man of the match, guys, it was a hard choice. It was a really hard choice, I think, for man of the match for me. That was, it was a real toss-up, I think, between Bruno, between Gordon, and I think Miley was good. I thought Livramento was excellent at left back as well. I'm going to go Bruno for my man of the match, because I just thought he was excellent today, as the Zig says. He was keeping everything ticking. I think he was, Zig. He was involved in the play. I mean, just kind of looking at his individual statistics there. So you're talking about 61 out of 71 passes completed, 86% passing completion. He completed 7 out of 10 long balls that he tried. 4 out of 4 dribbles. He won 10 out of 13 ground duels that he did. 3 tackles. He was everywhere. He was the Bruno that we love the most, really, when he was when he was performing at his best, really. And it was just fantastic. It really, really was to see him play, but also just how well him and Joe Linton, helped young Miley in the midfield. To me, it was almost like two big brothers, looking after their young brother, really. But Miley just felt like almost like he had that freedom. He had that freedom to play, in terms of him getting on the ball and doing things. He was showing for the ball. Unlike the Bournemouth game, they were finding him. He was making some nice little runs as well in behind. But very, very close for me in terms of man of the match between Bruno, Miley, and Gordon as well. To be brutally honest with you, we've got one here, new member. So nice to see a new member in the chat. Thank you very much, Cabell Garez. Welcome to Evermore. Great to see you in the membership there. So yeah, just for me, like I say, it's great to see Newcastle play like that. Trolls is buzzing. It's great to see Newcastle play like that. As Broken Flask says there, that was class. What a team we have. Great game. Meant to see the young lads getting at the end. It was. They did look a bit overawed, didn't some of the young lads, I think, when they come on, to be fair. But it was absolutely class. Again, Corvo there saying, what a performance. Tino was sick, says Marcus. Listen, a little bit about Tino Livramento, right? This kid, honestly, I'll hold my hands up. When we signed him, I was saying, why the hell do we need this backup right back? And I wasn't alone, I don't think. But what an unbelievable footballer this guy is. Honestly, he's absolutely fantastic. His pace. I mean, the tackle he puts in on I think it was Sterling in the second half. Was it the second half or the first half? It was the second half. Yeah, he puts that tackle in on Sterling. He's got no right to get there. The pace and his ability and his defensive capabilities. This, to me, is what separated Lewis Hall and Livramento right now, I think, in terms of the performances. And it's a bit unfair for Lewis Hall because Livramento's had 30-odd appearances for Southampton, but Livramento's defensive capabilities, his nous, his ability to smell danger and make a tackle, is definitely what puts him ahead of Lewis Hall. I mean, I think Lewis Hall will get there. I think Eddie Howe said that in his press conference, that he's got a few things to smooth out. And obviously, Lewis Hall couldn't play today because of the fact that he's on loan from Chelsea. But I think Lewis Hall will be a sensational left back. But I tell you something right now, the way Livramento played today at left back, for me, I'm going to PSG with Trips right back and Livramento left back 100%. Let us know what you guys think in the comments about that, because I think Livramento was brilliant at left back. And I would back him to Mark Mbappe. I really, really would, because the kid just looks brilliant. Yeah, Ronald says, what a belter from all the lads. Absolutely, Ronald. It was a great performance, mate. Like I said, those kind of performances. I mean, Chelsea, let's be straight. Chelsea aren't what Chelsea used to be, right? But listen, you've got to turn up and beat them. They've give Spurs a cracking game. They've given Man City a cracking game this season. We made them look like a mid-table side today. That's how good we played. And that was missing how many players? You're missing Callum Wilson. You're missing Sean Longstaff. You're missing Dan Burn. You're missing Harvey Barnes. You're missing Tonali. You're missing Elliot Anderson. You're missing so many players. Sven Botman, our best defender. We're missing all these key players, and we're still doing the business against these teams, which is absolutely class. I'm just absolutely buzzing it. Yeah, Brian's saying there that so glad Anthony Gordon shrugged off that groin when he went down. He was class today. I shit myself, Brian, when I saw that. I really did, especially after the news with Willock. I thought, not again, man. Oh my God. I'm so glad he got it. But just a little talk on Anthony Gordon as well. This guy, honestly, he's like a wasp in a beer garden buzzing by your pint, isn't he? He just doesn't go away. He's such a mint player. He's a pest for opposition players, and he's starting to get way more composed. The way he takes that goal, he checks back inside and just finds that corner. He's getting so much confidence. I'm astounded he's not in the England team. I really, really am. Ahead of like Marcus Rashford, who can't kick his own arse this season. Even Sterling's probably in for a better shout in the England squad than Marcus Rashford. But yeah, I think Gordon again was mint today again, and roll on PSG if we put in a performance like that. Yeah, Bruno was class today, absolutely superb. Again, it's great to see him back in that form. Really, I think I worry a little bit when they go away with Brazil, the lads, because they're going away so far. And I don't know if any of you saw it, but my God, what a feisty game they had against Argentina. Obviously, Joe gets the red card. The fans are fighting with each other, and I was a bit worried that there might be a bit jet lag. That's what they were using the excuse for. Alisson's pulled hamstring in the Liverpool City game, but the lads look class today. Joe and Bruno didn't miss a step, to be honest with you. Comment there from Splat 1000. Yeah, the amount of fouls from Chelsea was ridiculous today. I thought, as a Simon Hooper, the ref, I thought he let a lot go. But then he started chucking out yellow cards left, right, and centre, to be fair. And I think he almost lost control of the game a little bit, but he did pull it back in, to be fair. And I think he did punish Chelsea for being stupid in the game, and they were stupid. Pochettino would be furious at those petulant yellow cards, as I said there. But you know what? Fuck it. It played into our favour. I've got a comment there from Ian, my mate Ian. Listen, mate, I hope you're doing well, Ian. I know it's been a bit of shit time recently, buddy, but it's great to see you in the comments. But yeah, that's great that it cheered you up, mate. I'm good, and everyone's good, and I hope you stay good as well, Bonnie lad. Newcastle will keep you right, mate, especially performances like that. A couple more comments coming down there. Yeah, so Kevin's saying is Miley is his man of the match. Do you know what? It's really hard to argue with it, Kev, to be honest with you, mate. I mean, I'll give you Bruno stats. I'll give you Miley. So bear in mind, this kid is 17 years old, 89 minutes played, 1 assist, his first Premier League assist. Absolutely brilliant. So his XA was 0.44. In terms of his passing, 26 passes out of 30 executed, 87% pass completion, with 1 key pass obviously being the goal, 1 big chance created being the goal. He blocked a shot. He won 1 of his 3 ground duels and 1 of his 2 aerial duels. Lost the ball 7 times, which in 89 minutes is pretty good. He was fouled 1 time. What a footballer this young lad is, Kev. And I really do think that he's got a massive future ahead of him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he starts against PSG. If Longstaff can't shake off that ankle injury, would not be surprised to see Louis Maida coming against PSG. And you know what? He won't be overawed by that either, because I think the kid is a really, really good player. Vincent agrees with me. Doesn't see the hype with James. Yeah, got need this yellow card. Never fit enough to play a full season. He really is. I mean, for me, you got Kyle Walker, you got Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know he's suspect at the back. You've got obviously Trips that can play right back as well. There's loads of players ahead of Reece James, in my opinion. I just think you can't rely on him, in terms of an England player. Everyone seems to wax lyrically about him. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. For me, I'm sorry, I just don't. We've got more comment there from Simon. Yeah, Bruno was at his best. Yeah, Tino just as good at left back as he is at right back. Well said, mate. What a sliding. Our greatest asset is the manager, no doubt about it. A class act in every department. He's the dude. Every ounce of the squad he's getting out of. He is, mate. He really is. And it really pisses me off when you hear people question Eddie Howe. And, there was a bit of shit stirring going on about how the PIF were keeping an eye on results and all this nonsense. But, mate, no chance. This guy has been the best signing they've made. And Shares, I'm with you too, giving Simon the round of applause, mate, because Eddie Howe is an absolutely superb manager. There's no doubt about that at all. No doubt about that in my mind. He's just one of probably the best manager we've had since Bobby Robson, in my opinion. We've got a donation there from Sensible Monica, £5 in. Thank you so much, Sensible. Great to see the energy back. Miley is a real talent, but Bruno was sublime. He really was. I mean, that's the Bruno that we know and love, in it. Sensible. That's the kind of person that we want in, taking charge of that midfield. But I think he has that confidence around him. And I know it's been, not to drag Tonali into this, but when he's played with Tonali, I don't know if that confidence has been there. But with Joe and with Miley, just seem to be more the Bruno that we know and love. I saw Miley drop deep when Nick Pope made that horrendous kick, which I glossed over. I was screaming at Nick Pope for that. But I don't know if you saw Miley get right back in and cover so quickly. And he really put off the Chelsea player. And I love to see that as well. And I think that's the kind of player that Bruno needs in the midfield with him as well. We've got a new member. Gary has finally clicked that button to become a member. Thanks, Gary. Welcome on board, Bonnie lad. Good to see you in the membership as well. We'll get some more comments here, guys. I'm trying to keep up with them here. There's so many of them. Let's have a good look here. What have we got here? We've got here Paul. Is it Paul McCoffey? Apologies, Paul, if I got that wrong. Tino is the best fullback in the Premier League. He's gone big. He has gone big. What have we got here? Comment from, is it the Byronic Man? My friend is a personal trainer. He's an Arsenal fan. Anyway, he said he's amazing, fit and strong. Okay, that's a weird one. I maybe should have read that one before I pulled it up. But congratulations to your friend, mate. We've got Dan Kane there saying that I'm waiting for the commercial 17-year-old Louis Miley one day. Do you know what? Honestly, I think this kid is going to be an unbelievable player for us. He really is. I think they've talked about it already in terms of he just has that little something about him. And I think the composure is probably what he's got at such a young age. You know, when you look at Sean, when he come through, even Andy Carroll when he come through, you know, Andy Carroll was probably the biggest young kind of player that made an impact here. But he just has that composure and that mentality, that temperament of a player way older than his years, you know. And I think, you know, as Ian says there, he cemented his place in the starting 11 now. And it's hard to argue with that, Ian, because I think what Louis Miley can give you. Now, listen, Sean has that running ability. You know, I just think he's endless. We should call him Sean Longstaff. He's that endless in terms of his energy on the pitch, and he gives you that. But I think what Miley gives you is a bit more quality on the ball. I think Elliot Anderson gives you a little bit of that as well, the running and the quality. So you know, listen, if these three local lads can get fit and stay fit, we've got some great options there. Do you know what I mean? In terms of that quality. Do you know what I mean? So it's just. It's fantastic to see it. It really, really is. We've got another member coming in tonight. Trolls, thank you so much for smashing that button, mate. Good to have you on board as a member there. We've got Dan saying that Callum missing Amanda's face when Gord went down. Woo. She did look furious, didn't she? She looked like she was going to be sick, to be fair. Unbelievable. And a great comment there, Ian. Yes, as twice Louis Miley has schooled the World Cup winner, that is Enzo Fernandez. Again, with him, to be fair, I like Fernandez. But he's not all that, is he? You know, you got a 17-year-old boy, mate, you look like a mug, really. Do you know what I mean? And he is a class player, as Miley, though. Newcastle Rising, it's becoming a fantastic journey. You're right, AJ, it really is. It's just great to be part of that journey and enjoy it. You know, we've all seen Newcastle be shit for a long time, and it's great that Newcastle have turned that corner really in terms of the performance levels, you know, and it's absolutely fantastic to see. Malcolm saying as well, character from all at the club, you can't buy that. You're right, Malcolm, you can't. It's just brilliant. I think no matter who plays, you feel that, don't you, in terms of the squad? You feel that character, you feel that determination, that drive, that desire to win, you know, and it doesn't matter who's playing. But I do think that we need that quality back. We really need that quality back in the side. And I think Isak gave us that today, you know, just a little bit on Alexander Isak. So 81 minutes, I was shocked that he started, to be fair, but he gets his goal, you know, in terms of his performance, you know, 75% accurate passing, you know, in terms of his dribbles, he's dribbling past people for fun. You know, he was getting involved in the play. He was looking a little bit rusty towards the end of that 81 minutes, but he is still such a cracking player, and he just gives us something different. I love Callum Wilson. I love what he does for the team in terms of his goal to game ratio, but Isak is a much better all-around footballer than Callum Wilson. And when Isak's there, he does give you a different option. He really, really does. And it's brilliant to see him back. And I just hope that he can stay fit. My God, cross everything you've got for Alexander Isak, stay fit for this run of games, because we just need him to be fit, stay fit, at least till January, so we can add another strike in case the two of them go down again. Marcus is saying Louis is definitely a great player, so calm, great pass, and he is such a calm player for 17. I've not seen what Eddie said, because obviously I'm on here talking to you guys, but I'm sure Eddie will be waxing lyrically about how good Louis Miley was. I saw when he come off as well. Eddie was the first to go and see him. You know, the whole bench were high-fiving him and giving him his love. I've seen Gillespie up smiling like a Cheshire cat, you know, because for them to see this lad, this local boy, put in a performance like that, his first home Premier League game. I mean, the crowd were amazing. The crowd were always amazing at St James's Park. But for that kid to get the standing ovation that he did when he come off as well, that'll live with him forever. You know, and whatever that kid can become, if he becomes something unbelievable and outrageous, he'll always remember that first game today at St James's Park against Chelsea, getting that assist, the smile on his face. Honestly, if you could bottle that and sell it, you'd be the richest person in the world. What an unbelievable feeling for the young lad. And long may it continue. Troll saying he looks better than Longstaff. I think he looks different to Longstaff. Trolls, definitely. As I said, I think Sean gives you something with that endless energy. He's not really got that quality, but I do think he does give you something a little bit different. Kev saying, bet for the rest of the week, all the talk from Sky will be about how rubbish Chelsea were rather than how good Newcastle was. That's just vintage Sky, Kev, unfortunately, mate. You know that by now. As I've always said, you're best to consume fan-led media now. That's why it's on the rise, I think, because these pundits are awful. You know, you saw my video taking Carragher to task about Newcastle being punished for the Tonali thing. It's utter bollocks, to be honest with you. I mean, I heard some of the commentary on the City game. I just caught the end of it because I was out and about. And the Trent Alexander-Arnold goal was all right. Nice touch, nice finish. But, you know, the way that the commentator was talking about it, you would have thought it was, you know, Gareth Bale's overhead kick in the Champions League final or something. Just weird, very weird. The old greedy six mentality these guys have just never ceases to amaze me at all, to be honest with you. But fuck them. Like I say, just get back on and look at the fan-led media. Brian is saying Isak gives a hell of a lot more than Wilson throughout the game. He does. I think he's a better footballer all around, Brian. I think you're totally right, mate. Yeah, Ricky, great assist from the Ben today. It was, man. It was just class, wasn't it? You know, just, I mean, like I say, if you've got that composure at 17, I mean, Christ, we all played to a level, not that level, but, you know, at 17-year-old, half of it were just hoofing the ball at the park and running after it. But for that kid to be that good at 17, especially with the academy being as shit as it has been over the years, you know, it just shows you that he is a player. Now he's got proper coaching. Wow, what a player this kid could become. Maka Corney saying, amazing result. Lads were amazing today. You would not think we had any injuries. Awesome. That's the thing. We've done it all with the injuries, Macca, too, you know. So what can it be like when all the lads come back? You know, Eddie said that about January. Now the loan window's open as well. You know, now we've got no Tonali, possibly no Willock. You know, for God knows how long we could end up getting two midfielders. You maybe get one on loan from Saudi, you maybe sign one. Who knows? The options there. But if Anderson's back, if Barnes is back, if Miley's playing like this, if Longstaff's back, we've got a hell of a lot of options there in the midfield. We might not need to sign another midfielder. Stu saying, hi, Chris, been in Asia for a month. I thought you'd been quiet for a bit, Stu. Good to see you again, mate. Thanks for the shows. To keep up to date, managed to see the match today. Lads were superb. Well, good to see you back in the comments, Stu. Hope Asia's treating you well, mate. And yeah, the lads have definitely give you something to cheer about today. Ian is saying, a young head on old shoulders, but cliche, he looks like a natural. He does, Ian. He's so impressive, he really is. I hope he gets us all applauded, so I really do. A lot of people, I think, will give the man of the match to Bruno or Gordon. But listen, he's brilliant. I mean, SofaScore had him at 7.2 rating. I just thought he was brilliant. You know, if you look at him compared to those Chelsea players, I mean, Conor Gallagher 6.7. Fernandez, who's the other guy? Is it Okochako? I can't remember his surname there. Mark's better at these than me, pronunciations. But against Enzo Fernandez, I don't think you could lay a glove on Louis Miley. I really don't. And that's him at 17. What could he be like at 21, 22? I mean, my God, if we keep going the way that he is, you know, I think he'll be a sensational player for Newcastle United as well. Yeah, that's a good point, that George. What happened to Trippier's finger? I'm not sure what happened there. I think he might have bent it back or something. Because he kept kind of holding. I'm surprised that the medical team didn't come on and tape that up, to be honest with you, because that's normally what happens. But you know, hopefully it won't damage him for PSG. We're still whipping in loads of crosses and stuff like that as well. When Trippier was great as well today, I thought he did look a little bit off. I think he looked like maybe he was kind of holding his nose, and he was looking a bit fatigued, I think, towards the end. But the fact that we didn't have a Lewis Hall on the bench, you know, maybe would have subbed him off and maybe put Livramento right back and Hall left back, but obviously Hall can't play. But I was so impressed with Tino left back, honestly. Just I can see him settling in there for a long, long time. I really, really can. Comment from Kendo saying the price between those two clubs, you're right, mate. Richie Dunn at the Cells. You know, we're bringing back Hendrick at this rate. Hopefully not, mate. Hopefully not. But yeah, I mean, it just shows you how good the lads are playing. Ian's in the comments there. All right, lads and lasses, what an atmosphere that was. I think Ian might have been in the game. Classy, and I hope you enjoyed every single bit of it, mate. Gary is saying, Miley knows what he's doing, but he's not trying, he's just doing it. Some of these players are that natural, Gary, that they just do that, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's to be blessed with that level of ability is just absolutely sensational. It really, really is. We'll just get a couple more comments, guys, before we nip off. There we go. Got a new member. So we've got John Ake has become a member of the channel. Nice to see you, John. Thank you so much for joining the squad. Welcome aboard, and there'll be loads of content coming for you to consume, mate. Another comment there from Brian Tino. That kid is pure class. Best signer for donkey's years. I really do think that kid is going to be something special for us. I really do. Luke is saying, fuck me, what a result. Pope needs replacing. There was a couple of scary moments for Pope. I'll give you that, Luke. He was lucky maybe that the lads, you know, were so dominant today that wasn't the focus. But great save from him, I think, against who was it? Was it Fernandez? Possibly, I don't know who shot from range. Mark will know more than I do. But yeah, it was a great save then. He's a great shot stopper, Pope, but he's dreadful with his feet. He really, really is. couple more comments before we zip off. Colin saying, still haven't conceded a goal this season when Dummett has been on the field. Aye, but he's made a class of Colin. He only plays kind of once every 5 years or something, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah, thanks, trolls. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, if you can hit the like button, guys, that'll really help. There's been over 200 of you in the live there. So if you know, smash that button. That will massively help the channel grow as well and help with the old algorithms, as Mark calls them. He's more techie than me, to be fair. But it is good. It helps the channel grow, and we've had a cracking few months actually. So loads of new subscribers, loads of new members. So yeah, keep that all coming, guys, which is absolutely class. But that is me done for tonight. Thank you so much for everybody's comments there. It really helps the episode flow. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you to all the new members who signed up tonight as well. We really appreciate the love. We'll be back with some more content soon. We've got What's Going On Monday night with me and Mark, where we'll be very happy talking about this game, no doubt about that, amongst a few other things as well, all for a bit crack as well. So you new members come in the lives there, you'll really appreciate that. It's a good old laugh, is that show. We'll have a few more Rumour Has It videos coming up as well. Nothing to rant about at the minute, but you never know. The week is young. Something might come up, I'm sure, as well. But have a cracking night wherever you are, everybody. Get on the beers, celebrate that result, and we'll catch you all later. Cheers now. See you later.